Here we go. So good morning, everyone. As you can see, I'm back home. You're going to want a blanket today. We're going to start with a blanket. And do me a favor, take your blanket and roll it. So normally, it's kind of looks like that. And just roll it into a nice little burrito. And then set that burrito at the top edge of your mat. You're also going to want a strap, and we're going to come back to the strap in a little bit, but it might be easier if you go ahead and get your strap in a loop. And the loop's going to be, we're going to adjust it. So don't worry about how big or small it is. And then just set that aside. Now, if you don't have a big, thick blanket, go ahead and grab a big towel. You can do a pillow or something like that, or you can always use your blocks. So there you have it. We're gonna lay over the length of the blanket. And what I want is for your head to be supported and your sacrum on the floor. So if you are feeling too back bendy, then scoot down on the blanket so that more of your lower back or your sacrum is down toward the floor. So start there, find that your head is fully supported. Now, if you feel like your head is really dropping back, one, see if you can lengthen the back of your neck, or two, just maybe curl a part of that blanket up to give your head a little bit more height, or a small pillow or towel under the head. So we want neutral is what I'm trying to say, right? We want the back of the neck to be long, the chin to be level. Your chest is getting some opening. The arms come down to your sides. And the blanket or the towel should be right between your shoulder blades. And then maybe pick your hips up off the floor and really lengthen your lower back. And then set those hips, that sacrum, back down to the floor. And if you feel fine back-wise, go ahead and straighten the legs. Let the legs completely relax. And pause here. Just start to breathe. Just maybe kind of snuggle in. If you squeeze the shoulder blades together or toward each other, you can feel that blanket underneath. Just feel that and then let it relax again. Start to feel your breath as you breathe in, ideally through the nose, and exhaling out through your nose. And again, if for some reason you're feeling your lower back a little chatty this morning, just scoot down the blanket so that you are more neutral there, creating more space. And start by feeling the breath. Start to be more centered on your mat, more centered in your body, bringing your full self to your practice. And as you inhale, silently count up to the number 4. And then pause at the top of that breath and exhale slowly to the count of 4. Inhaling, count of 4. Pausing. And exhaling, count of 4. And continuing with that simple count, if that is easy for you, I want you to add one number to the exhale. So inhale for 4, exhale for 5. And if that is still easy for you, add another number to the exhale, all the way up to the number 8. So you play here for a few breaths, inhaling to count of 4, exhaling, count of 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. Good. One more round right here. As we extend the exhale, we move into the parasympathetic nervous system, that nervous system that is calm and restful and happy. So we're just tapping in a little bit. And then let go of that counted breath. And if you can, take your hands or even soft fists to the sides of your ribs. I'm just going to move mine away from the wall a little bit. So just to the sides of the ribs, and put a little bit of pressure there. So for laying down, it can be hard to have the palms of the hands. And so maybe the backs of those fingers to the sides of your ribs, and take a nice deep inhale in. And feel the ribs, the side ribs, press out into your hands, and then exhale and let it soften back in. Good. And maybe 4 more right here. Press the ribs out on the inhale. And release in. Good. 3 more. Inhale. Resist maybe a little bit with the hands. Let the lungs work. And exhale. 2 more. Working with the lungs, working with the ribs, the muscles around the ribs. And then release the hands, take the arms to Cactus Pose. You want something touching the floor. So if your hands or your elbows or some part of your upper or of your arms doesn't touch the floor, then take the arms out more T position. And feel the stretch in the chest. So again, a little bit passive to start. We're going to be working with the upper body today. I want you to feel the stretch. It was a wonderful article. I can't remember the teacher. And she said that we spend so much time on our computers and on our phones. And if we could take this passive position that we are in right now for 2 or 3 minutes, several times a week, we would reverse that forward head, reverse that rounded shoulder posture that we are developing because of our technology. So just feel the stretch in the front of the chest. Feel the maybe through the neck, through the upper arms, and notice how that feels. And then slide the elbows up toward the top edge of your mat a little bit. Arms are still bent. We're changing the direction. We're changing what muscles are being stretched here. And then pause, try to relax your hands, right? It's not about pressing down into the floor or anything. It's just letting gravity take this space. And then slide the elbows down closer to the waist, to the side body, and feel that right here is where I feel particularly tight. As the elbows start to train towards side body, drawing those muscles around the collarbone, the attachments from the neck to the chest, feel that. And then slowly bring the arms up overhead and then down toward your side body. So little windshield wipers here, or angel wings maybe, right? If we remember doing that in the snow. Good. Just stretching the elbows down. Don't force, don't overdo, bringing them up. Good. 2 more right here. Just stretch them down to side body. Up overhead. Last one. Bring them down. And then bring them up. Let the arms go as much overhead as possible. Take the hands, interlace the hands, and stretch those arms overhead. Stretch the legs in the opposite direction. The head is neutral. Try not to overlift through your chin. And really, really stretch and switch the legs in the opposite direction. And then release the interlace of the hands. Bring your hands to your heart. Whew. Interlace those hands again. Press them up to the ceiling. And then let them go overhead. Release the interlace. Bring the hands to your heart. Yeah, a couple more here. Interlace, press them up. Reach them overhead. Release that interlace and hands to heart. Good. Last one. Reach it up. Reach it overhead. Feel the stretch. Release the interlace and then hands come to heart. Whew, and let those hands go. Good. Bend your knees here. Let your feet come to the floor. Re-lengthen your lower back, which might be feeling a little more chatty now. Take both hands up to the ceiling and as if you were holding on to a rope. So just a soft fist here as if you were pulling down on a rope on either side and draw your elbows to the floor all the way down. And as you do, press your elbows into the floor and feel your chest lift as the shoulder blades engage. Good. Reach up. Exhale, pull it straight down. Push the elbows into the floor, lift the chest. And 3 more. Reach up and press down. Reach it up. Press it down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. 1 more. Reach up. Squeeze down. Good. Last set here. You're going to turn the palms away from you. Again, soft fists. Arms are up at the ceiling. And you're going to bring those elbows down to the sides. Press the elbows in, squeeze the shoulder blades. Good, reach up. Press and squeeze. Good, reach up. And press down, squeeze. Good, 2 more, reach up. Press it down, push elbows in. Good, last one. And press. And just release those arms. Maybe the cactus pose, just see how that feels. If it feels a little bit straining, then you can release them down to your sides. From this position, gently let the knees go to the right. So as the knees lay toward the right, the left side chest getting a bit more stretch, right? You can do whatever feels good for your head. Maybe you just turn the head side to side toward the right shoulder and then toward the left. So much tension, my loves, right? In these upper necks, shoulders, chest. And then head is neutral. I want you to just try to push the left side chest toward your blanket. Gentle, don't overdo. Just press it down toward the blanket. And then release that press, take the knees up to center and go the other way. Knees drop over to the left. There's really not much happening lower body, right? Gentle twist here. And then feel the right side, shoulder, chest, getting a nice stretch here. Again, maybe turn the head toward the left shoulder, maybe toward the right. It's fully supported on your blanket or your towel. Good. And then head is neutral. The right side chest presses toward the blanket, not the shoulder. It's very subtle, but just press it down and release it. Good. Take the knees back to your center. Draw the knees toward your chest. You're going to come off your blanket. So do it gently. Roll over to one side, kind of fall off your blanket and come up to a seat. Woo, Lordy, and set your blanket aside for now. Grab your strap and sit in a way that makes sense for you. You can sit up on your blanket if you want. That's kind of nice. And just roll your shoulders and get a sense of what maybe just happened, right? It's like, wow. And then grab your strap, make it big enough to fit over your shoulders, through your arms, and to the lower ribs. Okay, so make sure that that strap is not pressing into breast tissue, obviously, but also nowhere else that it won't feel good. And it's fairly snug, and watch your buckle too, right? So just make sure your buckle's not pushing into the ribs. I've got mine dead center where it's a little soft there. Not too tight. You should be able to put a finger or two underneath your strap, but then make sure it's high enough on your back where, you might put that strap for other reasons, or your bra strap. Okay, there, I said it. All right. So relax your arms. It should feel, just sitting without exaggerating the breath, you should feel a little bit of tension there. From here, I want you to take a deep breath into and out into the sides of the strap. Pause at the top, feel that tension, and then exhale, let go. Good. 4 more nice deep breaths. Feel it, feel it, feel it. And exhale. And you can exhale through the mouth. That might be easier. Inhale, deep breath. Pause at the top, feel it. Exhale it out. Good. 2 more. Breathe. Exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale, breathe. Pause at the top. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold. And exhale. Good. And then maybe a slight snug, because now you know that it can be tighter, right? You felt that tension. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, pull it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Inhale it up. Exhale, pull it down. 1 more. Pull it up. Exhale, pull it down. And then the same thing we did when we were laying down, palms are facing each other. Hold on. Try not to scrunch up through your shoulders. Pull straight back. Exhale, let it go. Good. Inhale, pull. Exhale. Inhale, pull. Exhale, let go. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And exhale, shake it out. Now, if this feels too tight, loosen it up a little bit and come right to table pose. Just watch your tail end of your strap, throw it off to the side. Again, you don't need your blanket just yet. If you're here in the studio with me and you're warm, you can open up the windows, just saying. Tone the belly in, right? Tone that belly in, make the lower back nice and long, and then move into a nice cat pose. So really, really stretch. You're going to feel that strap pressing around the back of your body. We pay so little attention to side body and back body in our normal daily lives. So just feel that. And then slowly, as you inhale, feel the strap tighten as you move into cow. Good. Exhale. Round it up. Inhale. That's it. And exhale. 1 more right here. And exhale. And come to neutral. I want you to grab 1 block. The easiest way I find to do this little thing is you just take the edge of your block, stick it between your shoulder blades, hold it there with 1 hand, and then come back to table pose. So if it falls, don't worry about it. What I'm hoping is that that block is sitting roughly at the middle of your shoulder blades. Some of you can kind of reach it back behind this way, but I can't, not easily. So once you're back there, I want you to press into your hands and just kind of widen your upper back, right? So what we're doing is protracting the shoulder blades, which means we're moving each shoulder blade away from each other. So it's not really a cat pose, right? The head's not tucking, the tailbone is not really tucking. And then drop between the shoulder blades and try not to bend the elbows or bend them very little. Feel the block on your back. Good. Reach it out, widen, broaden through your shoulder blades, and then sink in. Good. 3 more. Reach it out. Exhale it down. Reach it out. So some teachers will call this melting your heart toward the floor, right? But what's important is keeping those shoulder blades mobile, which means we're moving that back body. All right, so last one here. It's nice and neutral. Somehow that block is still there. 1, you're gonna do 5 more, just like we did, or 2, you're gonna come out to a plank pose. I know it's early. Squeeze the belly, lengthen through your spine. Try not to bend your elbows. Round it out, and then squeeze it down. Round it out. Squeeze it down. Good. 3 more. Out, down, and out. Yep. Down. Last one. Reach it out. And down. Drop those knees. Walk your hands forward. If the block falls off, don't worry about it. Puppy stretch. Woo. And breathe, everybody. All right, from here, come on to your bellies. If that block is still there, awesome. If your strap is under you and it doesn't feel good, then adjust it. Like, you know, the tail end should go, there goes my block. The tail end should be out to the side so it's not bunching up underneath you. All right. And now I can't get my block there. Here we go. All right, so the block is there, I think. Can't tell. There it is. All right. Your forehead is on the floor. If your forehead doesn't feel good on the floor, just grab your blanket. I'm going to use that just so I don't muffle into the floor too much. Elbows are out to the sides. Cactus pose. Keep your neck neutral and lift the arms so that you squeeze between the shoulder blades. Right now, that block is just giving you a little feedback. And then drop it down. Good. Bring it up and down. If you want a little toning in the legs, just tone up those legs, right? And down. 2 more. Squeeze those elbows up and down. Last one. Squeeze up and down. Let those hands come down along your sides, palms face up. Move the front shoulders away from the floor, and then lift the arms. Hold them up. Hold, hold, hold. And then pulse for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower down. Good. Last one here. Take the arms forward, but more of a Y position than straight out. Palms are face down. Move the shoulders away from the floor, lift the arms, and then see if you can pulse up for 5. Watch the head neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower. Whoo. Good. Now, just for fun, this is really just for fun. See if you can get back up and keep the block where it is. So press up, neutral back. Woo. I know. Breathe and then shake it off. Just let it go. That was just for fun. Plant your hands, tone the belly in, flip your toes under, come to your first down dog. Strap is still in place as long as it's not bothering you. And pedal your feet. Let the head hang between the arms. Stretch everything out. Stretch through your side body. Maybe turn the heels one way and then the other way. And then walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Take your feet wide on your mat. Bend your knees. And then I just want you to, so hands are on the floor ideally. If that's too low, take your hands to your shins or your elbows to your, in fact, everybody, go ahead and take your elbows to your knees. I think that's just going to be easier all the way around. Tone the belly, but I want you to move your head like you were saying an emphatic yes. So tuck your chin and lift your head. Tuck it. Go slow and lift. If you feel dizzy, stop doing it. Good. Down and up. 2 more. Squeeze it down and up. Good. Last one. And up. Good. And then come to neutral. Find a spot on your yoga mat just in case you feel a little lightheaded. One hand to each knee and come on up to standing. Whoo. Yeah, right. Good. And roll it out. Still got that strap around you. We won't keep it there forever, although it kind of looks cool, don't you think? But we're just gonna see if we can stay in the sensation of the ribs expanding. So much in our health is affected by not taking deep breaths, right? And if I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, I'm barely breathing. And then all of a sudden I'll notice, oh, I don't feel so good, right? So take a deep breath. All right, so with this strap here, your legs are active. In fact, let's grab a block. We'll make these legs active. We'll pull those babies in. Grab a block between your thighs, squeeze that. Now the legs are active, the feet are pointing straight ahead, mountain pose, right? Inhale, reach the arms up, pull it down. Yep, inhale up, pull down. Inhale, press out to that strap. And down, good, one more. And down, pull the arms forward, palms face, squeeze, pause. I want you to feel the shoulder blades, right? So those shoulder blades sit on your back and the muscles kind of hold those in place from the front, from the back. We need them to move. If they're not moving, if they're stuck, so hold them stuck and try to take a deep breath. Ugh, right? It's crappy. It feels terrible. You can't do it. You want this to move. So pull it out, squeeze it in. Good, pull it out, squeeze. Last one, pull it out. Squeeze, hold, lift your chest, plant your feet, make those big toes press down toward the floor, tone the belly, let go of the hands, feel mountain pose. Yeah, it's like, woo, right? And then externally rotate the arms. Purposefully externally rotate as far as you can for you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Come on down. Squat number 1, right? Chair pose. The block is usually really helpful here, not always. So perhaps you don't want that block there as you sit in your pose. What do we do, right? Tone the belly, lengthen the tailbone, hands are to your heart, roll the shoulders back, take the arms out to the side. And without over extending arms back, I want you to feel it, see if you can squeeze the shoulder blades without moving the arms too far back. Inhale, lift up, stand up. Exhale, heart. Take them out. Feel the engagement. I can do this. I can almost touch the wall. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for engagement without a lot of movement. Yeah. Inhale it up. Exhale, heart. Out to sides. Roll the shoulders down. Try taking the palms up. And then try to engage the back body. How's that feeling? Inhale up. We got 2 more. Take them out. Feel the engagement. Stand it up. Last one. Down we go. Open them up. Feel that. Roll the shoulders. Press the arms back a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Where are they going? Bring them forward. Hands to heart. Sit in your chair pose. Maybe the arms go up. Woo! And then stand up. And shake it out. Take the block out and take your strap off. Be a new fashion statement. We'll all walk around with a yoga strap hanging off of our bodies somewhere. Ah, all right, and I'm plenty warm, so let me take off top layer. There we go. So to the front of your mat, have your blocks toward the front of your mat. We're gonna use them. We know it. All right, and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, just lower them down again. Feel this time what that felt like. As you raise those arms up, see if you can tap into what's happening in the back body, okay? Now, soften the knees, because if you lock out, you're doing, I don't know, like you're sticking the pose or something, right? So feel that. Soften the shoulders in a little bit. And as you exhale, you can take either the arms out to the sides or the arms forward, come into your forward fold. Hands can come to blocks, that's perfectly okay. Feel the movement. And just notice, where are you in your shoulders? Are they hanging up by your ears? Can you broaden through that space? Take your feet wider on your mat. Again, hands to blocks is perfectly okay. And I want you to feel that same sensation, arms pretty straight, of sinking down toward the heart or toward the floor, and then just pressing out. Good. Sink down. Watch that you're not lifting your head really hard. Head is neutral. And I know one of you that loves to lift her head. Good. Sink down. Broaden out. Last one, sink down, broaden out, hold that broadening, and release your blocks and step back, downward facing dog. And feel that widening of the upper shoulders, right? That external rotation of the upper arms, upper shoulders, the shoulder blades get wide. We feel like we're incorporating the arms into the shoulders again, and then pretend you're squeezing a beach ball. At the same time, you're trying to press your hands away. So press the hands away, then try to squeeze the beach ball. Let the head hang between the arms. Don't lift your head. Exhale your knees to the floor. And from here, step forward, right leg. Grab your blocks and place those blocks up at a nice high level. Yeah, and just start to stretch out those hips a little bit, right? Specifically the left hip, maybe engage the left glute, maybe feel the left foot press into the floor. Find your breath. And then leave your left hand on your block and take the right arm forward, reach it up to the ceiling. Start here in an easy twist, but then reach the arm back behind you and pause. So it's straight back behind you. Your body is twisting. You're maybe gazing over the right shoulder. Good, take it back up to the ceiling and all the way down to your block. Press both hips back and simply switch sides. Left leg forward, make sure your pose is wide enough, right? Sometimes when we're switching back and forth, we go too narrow. So we want to make sure we're wide enough. Broaden the shoulders, squeeze the belly. Feel that front hip stretch, right? This psoas, the front of the thigh. Engage the glute. Same thing other side, your right hand stays down. The left arm reaches forward, slowly bring it up to the ceiling and pause. And just feel that, right? Baby twist. And then let the arm reach straight back. Whew. And pause again. Where is the head of the left shoulder? Where is it in space? Have you internally rotated because you're trying to reach too far back, right? And then inhale it up, exhale it back to your blocks. Good, switch sides. Find your width, find your alignment. 1, your knees on the floor. 2, that knee is lifted. Make sure your blocks feel sturdy under your hands, your front knee, front ankle lined up. Engage your back leg. Same thing, right arm forward. Reach it up slow. If that block feels wobbly on high setting, lower it down. Feel the distance from your fingertips to your armpit. Notice the left shoulder, draw it back, and then take the right arm back. Woo! Breathe, squeeze the legs. Inhale it up. Exhale, reach it forward. Lower your knee and switch sides. So far, so good, right? So far, so good. Here we are, your choice. Knee up, knee down. Make sure the pose is wide enough for stability. I always think of kind of squeezing the upper inner thighs towards each other from a stability standpoint. Release that left hand, reach it forward, knee up or knee down. Take it up, open it and pause. What are you doing with your head, neck? Where's the strain? And can you release that? And then take the arm all the way back. Woo, breathe, glancing back through that hip, through that thumb. Take it up, whoo, back to the block. Lower your knee. Bring your other knee back. Just set the blocks aside for a moment and come into puppy stretch. Puppy stretch, your forehead is to the floor. Your hips are reaching back. You're getting such a nice stretch through your body, especially through that upper back, right? Where we get so much of that rounding. Just breathe. And then let your elbows come to the floor, come down to your bellies. You're in Sphinx Pose. Sphinx Pose. Breathe. I want you to drop your head down and lift it up. Drop it down and lift. Good, down to go and lift. Last one and lift it. And then neutral. Neutral head, neutral neck. Drop down between the shoulder blades and press it up wide. Good, 4 more. Drop down and up. Good, down we go. So you are kind of shrugging up. Last one, actually 2 more, I think. So 1 more. Down we go and lift up. Good, think about that block on your back. I want you to lower down. See if you can keep that imaginary block there. Press back to table pose. And step forward, right leg. Blocks come back into play here. And pause. Here we are, right where we were before. In fact, if it's okay for your knee, let's just bend and straighten that back leg a little bit. Watch your knee here. Just a little, just to stretch out that quad and release that side. Good. We're doing the same thing, but we're going to add on. So you decide. So either your knee down and we're doing this, or your knee up. Squeeze. Your left hand stays on your block. Your right arm comes forward. Engage those legs. Make sure you're wide enough. Reach it up and pause, right? As soon as you reach up, that palm turns out, the left shoulder turns out. Here's where it's going to get tricky. Just here, no other place. Squeeze the heck out of your belly. Try to lift off your block and take both arms out. Squeeze the legs, find your focus point. Breathe. Slowly come back out. Hand goes to block. Other hand comes down. Beautiful job. Lower the knee if it's lifted. Switch sides. Adding some core engagement to that, right? All right, knee up, knee down. Squeeze the inner thighs, tone the belly. Right hand stays on the block for now. The left arm reaches forward and then reaches up. Palm turns out, shoulder opens up. Squeeze in. See if you can lift. Woo. Breathe. I feel like I'm surfing for some odd reason. Although I don't know if I've ever seen a surfer do this. I'm hanging 10. All right, let's reverse it. Lift up, hands to your blocks, lower your knee, set the knees back, and either child's pose or hero pose. I realize I forgot to stretch the quad on that side. Right, so what have we done? We've gone from low lunge to high lunge. We've taken that twist, then we've engaged the core to lift ourselves up. It's so much fun. Shake it out. All right, I'm just going to turn myself around because we're going to add on a little bit. So from your pose, let's step forward with your right leg. And I hope I don't confuse you too much by turning around. So now I look like I'm on the other side. But right leg forward, left leg back. Lift up off that knee if you can. Squeeze in. Take your back foot and turn it to the side. Your right hand is still either on your block or it's elbow to knee. So if that feels too low, if your hand to your block feels too low, I want you to come elbow to knee. So extended side angle. I want you to lift up, take the left arm up, palm face out, extended side angle. Now, find your breath. Yeah, not too bad, right? And then take it back down to your block. Switch sides, so straighten your back foot, lower the knee. That's the safest way to go. And step forward, left leg. Lift off your right knee. Find the length of your torso. Turn your back foot to the side position. Your left hand is on your block at the highest level. And take the right arm up. And breathe. Sweet. Lower it down. Straighten your back foot. Switch sides. Let's add on. You can do what we just did. You can stay low, right? You can do the same thing low just by coming up this way. Didn't show that before. All right, lift up off that knee. Squeeze the legs. Drop your back foot to the side position. Right hand stays on the block. Left arm reaches up. Pause. You probably know what's coming, right? So from extended side angle to warrior two, we've got to engage our core. We got to let go of the bottom block. That front knee presses out to the side. There you go. Shoulders are soft. Let's take that back hand down. Take the top arm up. Breathe. And then here we go. Let's reverse. It's like the slow motion cartwheel. As we take our hands to the blocks, turn your back foot, lower your knee. Yeah. And switch. It's a beautiful thing. Find your pose. Shoulders soft. Trust your body. You know what to do, right? All right. If you want, come on off knee. Squeeze in through center. Make that a solid center line. Your left hand. Oh, sorry. Drop your back foot. That would be helpful. Left hand stays where it is. The right arm goes up. Breathe. Take it up to warrior two. Woo, yeah. Don't let that low back sink, right? Tuck in, tuck in, tuck in. Drop your back hand, lift up, stretch, woo. And slow motion cartwheel. I can never do cartwheels anyway. Turn the back foot, lower your knees, set the left leg back, set your blocks aside, and come on down, puppy stretch or child's pose, whew, or hero pose. And find your breath. And breathe. That's it. And notice, right? Can you take a deep breath here and expand out through the side ribs? and let them come back in. Take it out from the sides and let it come back in. All right, come on up, everybody. Back to table pose. Blocks are on their lower second level, not all the way down, second level. You're on your hands and knees, otherwise hands are on blocks. Find a nice neutral spine and then drop through the shoulder blades and press up. It's like they actually call these scapular push-ups. Try not to overbend the elbows. If they bend slightly, it's okay. And squeeze out. Good, last one. Down, squeeze up. Step forward, right leg. Lift your back knee. Make sure your pose is wide enough. Your left hand stays where it is. We're doing repeat here. Take the right arm up, lift up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your option, lift up all the way, come back to your standing twist. Breathe, take your back hand down, lift up through your top. Woo! Reverse, come on down. Woo! Feel that lunge, drop your back foot to the side position. Come on up, extended side angle with that block lower, a little bit tougher. Press your knee into your arm. Squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up. Drop it back. Breathe. Take it down, slow motion. Good, lower your knee. Switch sides. Feel your body, right? Feel everything moving, feel everything shifting. When you're ready, flip your toes under, lift your knees, squeeze those thighs toward each other. And it's even more than that, right? It's this like drawing in of center to find your strength there. Your right hand stays on your block. Reach the left arm forward, take it up. Pause here, think about it, tone the belly. Lift all the way. Woo! It did feel like surfing, didn't it? Breathe. Take the back arm back. Lift up, got even trickier. You got this. Release all the way down. Drop your back foot to the side position. Take the right arm up. Squeeze the belly, use your core. Take it to Warrior 2. Drop the back arm back, Exalted Warrior. Cartwheel down. Straighten your back foot, listen up, set your blocks aside. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out. Find your breath. Feel as if you could press your hands away from each other. Feel the elbows isometrically draw in. Feel the shoulders kind of integrate into the arms. Find your breath. The head is between the arms. It's not lifted. It's not overly dropped. Float to plank. Breathe. Lower your right knee. Kickstand your right foot. Drop your left one to the side. We've done this one several times recently. And take the left arm out. I call this quarter moon. There are some other poses for it, but it makes me think of half moon, only down on your knee. Breathe. Take that top arm, reach it over your head, palm face down. Lift the leg, the back leg if you want. So arms reaching one way, legs reaching the other way. Squeeze your glutes. Yep. Take the arm up, lower the leg. Take that hand down to the floor, turn that kickstand back in, plank pose. Woo! Breathe, breathe, breathe. Lower your left knee. Kickstand it out. Turn the back or the long leg to the side, plant that pinky toe, lift your right arm. Breathe. Take that right arm overhead, palm face down. As you take the leg up, keep both hips pressing forward. That will help your balance. Engage that standing arm. Lower the leg as you take that hand back to the floor. Re-kickstand, down dog. Find your breath. Lower your knees. Whew. Child's pose. Now, an option for child's pose, if you are doing child's pose, would be to take the hands back and hold one wrist with the other. It's a bound pose, and it can be really nice when you're working upper body so much. So give that some thought. If your head hangs too low in down dog, by the way, your hands may be better underneath your forehead. If you're really hanging through the neck, you're undoing all the stuff we're doing. So you want to pay attention to that alignment a little bit. Big deep breath. All right, come on up. We're going to finish the standing work. Take your hands to the floor, table pose, to downward facing dog. And then walk the hands back. Bend your knees, neutral spine. Come on up to standing. Oh, and roll it out. All right, so let's talk, just a little talk of half moon. Half moon tricky pose, especially if you're on double, triple mats and things. I want you to grab both of your blocks and just put them both. Let's take them off mat if you can. Let me see if I've got, yeah, I've got to stay on mat. Okay. So here's what I find about half moon. It's a tough pose. If you're near a wall, go to the wall, go to the light, right? And let that wall be your backdrop so that you don't have to worry about balance and you can play with alignment a little bit or come off your mat, right? So with the blocks there, I want you to step forward with your right foot and step back with your left foot, just a little, just enough. And then take both hands down to your blocks. I like coming into half moon this way. There's many, many ways to come into half moon. So take your right foot forward. So take your right hand block forward, like as much as you want. I don't know if you all can see this, but I think you can. As far as you can reach. And if you were to line it up with your outside pinky, take your left hand block and put it somewhere where it feels solid. My blocks are staggered, but my hands are on both blocks. From here, tone your belly and just lift your back leg. Both hands are still on blocks. And then turn your back leg out to the side so that it's, I guess, sideways, right? The toes are starting to point to the side. You're still got two hands on two blocks to find that stability. One, you might stay here. Two, you're going to put more weight on your right hand and release your left hand, still looking at the floor. Only if you want, the left shoulder starts to open. The long leg is if someone is pulling on it, it opens up. Maybe your hand comes up, maybe not. Breathe. Let somebody pull on that back leg isometrically with your imagination and feel how that centers you over your standing leg. And then come on out. Let the hand come to the block. Turn your leg back down and set it down. Whoo! And shake it out. And come up to standing. We haven't done half moon in a while. All right. Switch sides. And I'm just going to turn so I can stay in camera. So same thing, left foot's forward, right foot's back. And the tricky part about half moon is opening up that top hip, especially the way we're doing it. So I really want you to play with that possibility. But I like hand on block from a stability standpoint. So here we go. You're going to reach your left hand block forward. You're going to feel that solid left leg. Your right hand's down for stability. Lift up your right leg and find your breath. And then just think about it. Maybe you're going to hang out right here, one hand on each block. Maybe your block goes higher, right? This is how we learn. This is how we find what works for us and where that stability is. Your choice from here. Start to turn that top leg. Maybe release it. Release the hand, right? Maybe gaze forward. Maybe take the arm up. Imagine somebody's pulling that back leg. Tone through the belly. And slowly release it. And breathe. Forward fold, everybody. That's it. Set your blocks aside. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees. Come on down to your belly. And just pause here for a moment. Let the hips settle down. Let the legs settle down. Come down, hands, forehead to hands. And breathe. Catch your breath. And as you lay here, eyes closed, just smile. Your body understands that feedback. So even if that was really tough for you, just smile. Oh, I did a really good job trying that. And then allow the arms to come down along your sides, palms face up. If you see me lifting my head, it is purely so I can talk. So if you can rest on your forehead, rest on your forehead. Notice the shoulders, press the shoulders away from the floor and feel your back body engage. From here, press your hands, the backs of your hands into the floor. Lift your chest, don't lift your head. Lift your chest and your shoulders away from the floor, and then find neutral with your neck, right? So you were looking down, so you had a long back of your neck, not really neutral. Put a small curve there, but don't lift the chin, don't crank it up. And then lift the legs if you can. Big tone to the belly. Find this pose. If you're still okay, lift the arms toward the ceilings, palms face up. Locust pose, everybody. So working this entire back body. Woo. And then pretend your right arm is doing a swim forward. Take the right arm forward. Breathe. Backstroke your right arm back. Take the left arm forward. Backstroke it back. One more, both sides if you can. Swim it forward. Swim it back. Left arm forward. Left arm back. I feel like I'm doing the hokey pokey. Lift up tall, everybody. Lift, lift, lift. And let it go. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs. Back body work, so important. Lower the legs. Good, just last one here. Lift, take the hands out in front of you, but elbows are on the floor. Your head is neutral, so either your forehead's on the floor or it can rest on a little blanket. Press your hands into the floor and feel the chest lift as if you were doing like a really long Sphinx pose. Head is neutral. Lift your right leg. Don't bend the knee. Straight leg, toes point straight back. Hips stay on the floor. Lift your left arm. Cross body work here. Breathe. You're mostly looking at the floor or slightly to the front of your mat. Try not to overlift. Squeeze both sides and lower down, lower your head. Lift your left leg, head neutral. You can lift the head. I can't keep it down. It doesn't feel good. Lift the right arm. Whew. Breathe. Feel the body working here. You got this, everybody. Lower down. Lift both legs. Lift both arms. Find your pose. Lower down. Holy moly. Good. Roll to one side. You're going to want your blanket in a minute. So we're going to roll onto our backs, but then we're going to come back to the blanket. Woo. Roll onto your back. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Shoulders are to the floor. Your palms are face up. Just breathe. Straighten the legs from here. This is a pose we don't do, have not done in a while, so I want you to be mindful. So fish pose, right? Kind of pulling all this together. There's a number of ways to do fish pose, and one of the ways that I find is kind of neat is if you take your palms face down and just roll the hand, one hand under each side of the lower glutes. The elbows are tucked into your side. Be mindful of your particular neck. You're going to draw your shoulders to the floor, press into your forearms, and see if you can come toward the top of your head. Your head has very little weight. Your chest is lifted. Breathe. Be mindful as you always are. There should be no real pressure on your neck. This is a chest and throat opener. Breathe. You're pressing into your forearms. And as you release it, just slide the head back down to the floor and release your arms. And then take both arms overhead, interlace those hands. Reach the arms one way and reach the legs the other way. And breathe. And then release the arms. I want to give you an option here to come on back up, grab your blanket roll. And this time, instead of it being long ways, it's going to be short ways under your shoulder blades. For some, this is going to be too thick. And if it is, I would just take the tail end of it toward the head, like make it a little bit smaller and the tail end toward the head. That way your head will stay more neutral. But if you feel like your chest and shoulders are open enough, and your upper back can handle it, you're going to roll the blanket. You're going to come on down. It has to be below the armpits, below the armpits. The arms go above the blanket. They're not on the blanket. Your head is resting to the floor. Your legs are either bent or straight. Take the weight of your head and make your back of your neck nice and long. So the head is more neutral than it is dropped back. And pause here. So when we think of what we do throughout the course of the day, screen time is up, right? Whether it's TV, computer, or phone, or tablet, screen time is up. Front body getting tighter, back body getting looser and weaker. The head, the neck, the shoulders starting to move forward more and more. These are the kinds of poses that help reverse that. And imagine if you could do this for 2 minutes, 3 times a week. How that would potentially change the way you breathe, the way you think, the way you move. Let's breathe here a little bit longer. We're going to see if we can take up our 2 minutes. Arms can be at T position as well if that feels better for your shoulders. Just breathe. Good. 5 more very purposeful breaths here. 5 more. Relax your jaw. Feel the sides of the ribs expand out. And then bend your knees if your legs are straight. Take your hands behind your head. Lift your head, your neck, shoulders up and away from the floor. So you're kind of doing a crunch, right? An abdominal crunch. So we've done a lot of stretching for the front body. We're just re-engaging. The secret here is not to tuck your chin to your chest. You don't have to lift it either, but keep your head and neck neutral. Breathe. If you're okay, release one hand so it's reaching outside your leg. Reach with the other hand, watch your neck. Breathe. And then hands back behind. I want you to scoot down your blanket until you can reach your blanket and take it out from under you. Shoulders to the floor. Draw your knees to your chest. Roll your knees to the left. Little baby twist here. Notice the right shoulder, the right chest. Make the back body wide. Sometimes you can kind of lift your left shoulder and move it out to the left a little bit more. Relax your head, your neck, your jaw. That's it. Bring your knees to center, your feet to the floor. If your hips are askew, go ahead and straighten them and then drop the knees to the right. Left arm out, maybe cactus pose, maybe T position. Feel your breath. Excuse me. Feel your breath. Feel the side ribs expand out so easily. One more breath here. And then knees back to center. You're back to the center of your mat. Both knees to chest. Squeeze them in. And then one leg straightens. The other leg straightens. And we come into Shavasana. Everything neutral, right? Head, neck, shoulders, back, everything feels neutral. Notice how you feel. Notice the shoulders a little further away from the center of your chest. And as you start to drift into your Shavasana, once again, and just for a moment, maybe a little smile across your face to tell your body that you are happy, that you are proud of yourself, that you love yourself, and that your yoga practice was good for your body. Feel your soft breath move in and out without effort. Feel your body soften, release, let go. For those of you who would like to stay in Shavasana, please do. Those of you ready, go ahead and start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Slowly draw your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. Allow the knees to roll to one side or the other. And then ever so slowly come all the way back to your seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow to your own inner goodness and your wisdom and the gifts you bring to the world. Allow those to shine, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste.
Mm.